Just ready and waiting. Prosic. He's toying with Ortiz. He's in. He goes in for everything. Ortiz, give me that damn agent.
And then Ronaldo! What a goal by Cristiano Ronaldo! Sensational!
Alright guys, hello and welcome to another episode of Picks and Predictions. Today we have Premier League coming up, round 33, still super interesting. We saw Arsenal dropping points against Southampton. They conceded 3 goals, which is absolutely ridiculous. And, Manchester City winning, and obviously they're quite close now. The relegation fight is still on. We saw West Ham beating Bournemouth, making things harder. Leicester managing to get the win finally against Wolverhampton. So it's still everything is up in the air. Quite interesting round coming up, and we can jump right into it. But before we actually do it, I just want to remind you that, as you can see on the screen, 1xBet is an official partner of this channel and this show. And if you go there and register, make sure you use code Kassad1x or 1x Kassad, and you get up to €130 bonus directly from me. So, go check it out at least and see if you like it. Anyway, we can jump right into it. On the 25th today, when this video is coming up, we have the 3 games, and the first one is Wolves against Crystal Palace. Now, Wolves lost last game against Leicester, even though they were up. They are playing so good right now, and especially at home, the odds are quite tempting to get them at least Asian handicap 0, which would offer 170, 175, or something like that. And then, you have Crystal Palace, who managed to get a draw, even though they had that extra player for the last 15-20 minutes against Everton. Actually, Everton managed to get a draw there, but Crystal Palace playing well under Roy Hodgson. They seem to be having, a lot of potential there, a lot of confidence and to play, and I think they are definitely in a position where they can feel safe in the league right now, and so I don't think they will be pushing for it. I think this game is under 2.5, and I do think this game is going to be Wolverhampton probably winning 1-0 or something like that, and so you can try them at Asian handicap 0. Aston Villa against Fulham. Now Aston Villa is on a hot streak again. They drew against Brentford last round, and again, they had chances to score multiple times, and I do believe they managed to get a good game once again. They're still undefeated in the last nine rounds, I believe, where they have 7 wins and 2 draws. Super good right now against under Unai Emery, and I do believe that they are going to win this game. I think odds at 1.9 against Fulham, who is in a downward trajectory, even though they got some wins. And I do think that they're probably going to win this game. And let me see what the odds are saying. Let's see if we can get over 2.5. That's also a decent bet. And but I would try to go for Aston Villa and see this under 2.5. Now this is I'm gonna turn this off, and I'm gonna put this as Asian handicap 0 for Wolverhampton. I don't think I can find it here. Now let's see, handicap. See, I can find and Asian handicap 0. Oh, there we go. So 1.78, so which is a pretty good odd if you ask me. So let's go with that one. And finally, we have Leeds United against Leicester City today. This game screams goals for me. I think both teams have to win. Leicester got some confidence last week. Leeds got some, I guess, okay results. They're still not in the... I mean, they did concede 11 goals in previous 2 or 3 games. But overall, they're in a position where they're kind of deciding their own fate, which is always a good thing if you are under pressure. And I do think both teams can score here. And I do think it's going to be over 2.5 because both teams need points. Both teams are going to be attacking, and both teams are going to be going for goals and the victory. So overall, I do believe that this game might go over 2.5 goals. And that's the only 3 games today, but we have a lot of games tomorrow as well. Let me see if I can Premier League there. So 26th of April, that's tomorrow. We have Nottingham Forest against Brighton. Now I don't like this odds at all. I might go for a double chance 1x for Nottingham Forest, because even though Brighton is a super good team. They have like a decent squad. They played the midweek game against Manchester United, lost on penalties. It was a very exhausting game, and they're safe in the Premier League. I don't think they can get into the European football. Maybe they can, but I don't think they're going to be pushing for it. They should be super, super tired after that game, and now facing Nottingham Forest at home at City Ground. I think it's just for Nottingham, it's do or die. They have to push for it. They have to go for it. If you want, you can go with 1/3 of a unit for Nottingham Forest to win. For me, the safer option is Nottingham Forest not to lose, which offers 255. For me, that's something I have to take, and that's something I will definitely take. The next game there is Chelsea against Brentford. Now, Chelsea, their European season is over. They have only the championship, the Premier League to play, and they have a couple of games right now. They have to fight for their spots in the team for the next season. That's simply that. Frank Lampard he's just an interim manager. He's going to be there temporarily. They're talking about a bunch of different names from Spain as well. It's just we don't know who's going to be there, but whoever is going to be there is going to have to start over, and he's going to have a good team for the next season. But they have to push this season towards the end, and I think Brentford on the other side is in a bad shape right now. They're safe in the Premier League. That's the best they can do. Even their coach said that, listen, guys, we are strong enough to stay in the Premier League, but we are not strong enough to play European football. That's all. Chelsea's going to be looking to score. Chelsea to win here all the way, maybe even to score over 1.5 goals, but Chelsea to win here is the bet that I'm going to take. Now, West Ham against Liverpool. Now, West Ham beat Bournemouth in the last round, and I do think that's a very important win for them. They managed to get into the semis in the Conference League, still undefeated in that competition. They got all victories besides one draw against Ghent in away game, and right now they're facing Liverpool. So West Ham is, I guess they need like 3 or 4 more points to actually stay safe completely, but I don't think they're gonna push too hard in this game. It should be an entertaining game. This game should go over 2.5, and I do believe that's going to be a lot of goals here because Liverpool is going to be fighting for it. They can score. They get scored 3 against Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest scored 2. It was a super entertaining game, and I do think it's going to be the same tomorrow. So overall, I guess the best bet, because would be that both teams to score or over 2.5 goals would be a decent thing to go for, because West Ham will go for points, but they're not like super crazy about it right now, and Liverpool has a shaky defense but good offense, and overall it can be goals. So maybe 2-1, 1-2, 2-2, something score. So some score like that would be definitely an option. And now we get the game of the round, the game of the championship, game of the year in the Premier League. It's Manchester City against Arsenal. So this thing is just it's a mismatch in my opinion. Like, the thing is, like, you can see that Arsenal played a game against Southampton and they conceded 3 goals, and now against Southampton, which is the worst team in the league, they conceded 3 goals, and now they're facing Manchester City on their home field against Haaland, against De Bruyne, Mahrez, Bernardo, Grealish, Foden, Alvarez, all these people that are going to be looking to destroy them. And if you conceded, with against Southampton 3 goals, how many are going to concede against Haaland? Was it 5, 6, 10? We don't know. Well, the thing is, like, I don't think the biggest problem for me for Arsenal is obviously Rob Holding. Like, he's okay, but he's not Saliba, and I think that's the biggest problem for them. They can really face Manchester City in this form right now. Manchester City is in a tremendous form. 1.6 on them to win is something that I will definitely take. Haaland to score multiple times. It's just screaming for that. Manchester City to score 2 or 3. It's just the way it's going to be. Arsenal will be attacking, like, even especially if they concede a goal early on, it should be a very wide open game. Over 2.5, also 165, something that you can definitely try too. And but I do believe Manchester City take this one, and they're taking the lead in the Premier League, and finally they're going to win it because they're in a tremendous form. Best team in Europe right now, best team in the world right now, definitely. And we have the last three games of this round, which is Everton, Newcastle United. Now, Everton managed to get a draw against Crystal Palace, even though, they were the underdogs there. They got a red card. It was like a super, super difficult game. And now they're facing Newcastle, who demolished Tottenham 6-1. They scored 5 goals in 20 minutes. Everything they went in for, it got in the fucking net. Like, it was just a slaughter. Now, I don't think it's going to be the same against. They're in a tremendous sport, but I don't think it's going to be the same against Everton at Goodison. It's going to be a different atmosphere. It's going to be Everton is fighting. Maybe for me, this game is a no bet, so I'm not going to put it on my slip. But if I had to bet on it, under 2.5 goals would be something that I would definitely go for. Southampton against Bournemouth. Southampton. They just I don't know what to think about it. They beat Chelsea, they go draw against Arsenal, and then they lose against everyone. Now they're facing Bournemouth. In my opinion, this is also the game that I'm not going to be putting on my slip right now. But if I had to go for this one, I would probably try draw or bet on Bournemouth. They look more motivated, they look more hungry to stay in the league. They're fighting, like they have better results, they have better players, they have a better manager, better system, and I think they're going to be staying in Premier League this season. And this is one of the key games. This is the games that counts for 6 points instead of 3, simply because you are taking the 3 points from the team that's your competition to stay in the league. So for me, draw no bet here for Bournemouth or double chance X2 is something that I will go for. Both teams to score can actually happen as well. I expected more from Bournemouth against West Ham, but they conceded 2 early goals, so it kind of was over at that point. And the very last game, we have Tottenham against Manchester United. What can we say about Tottenham Hotspur? They just conceded 5 goals against Newcastle in 20 minutes, and total of 6. Now they managed to score 1. Kane managed to do it, and it was just like, not to be super embarrassing, but it already was. So they seem to be checked out completely. They seem to not care about anything anymore. They have a acting manager right now who is not even close to being ready for Premier League. They have a good squad, but for me, this season is over for them. On the other side, we have Manchester United, who won against Brighton in that semi-final game for the cup, and there was a penalty. It's a long game. I don't know. Everybody played. They didn't have any crazy rotations, and the game lasted for 120 minutes plus penalties. So would be really tired. So I think their defense is a little bit shaky right now, but they can still score. For me, this is both teams to score. I'm gonna put this one as both teams to score. Yes, because I see it's only 154, but I think it's a fair odd right now, and I do think it's gonna happen because Tottenham can definitely score with Kane, Son, everybody else who is in that team can actually. There's a bunch of players that can score. Manchester United defense, we saw that against Sevilla, and some other teams that they can concede multiple goals, but they can also score. Rashford is in a good shape. Also, we have Eriksen, we have Anthony, we have like all these players that are really in a good shape and they can score goals. So I don't know who's going to win, but both teams to score is definitely something that I would go for. And I think that's the last game of this round. Super interesting round, especially Manchester City against Arsenal. I'm not going to miss that one. Definitely gonna watch that one and probably bet more live. But I think this is everything that we needed to cover in this round, guys. If you like this type of content, if you like Premier League, if you like betting on Premier League, make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below what you think is going to happen in this round, who you think is going to be coming out on top in these games, and I'll be happy to read it. And I think that covers it up. So thanks for watching, and let's make some money, and I'll catch you later. See ya.